is under threat. Only your mercy and the light of the God Emperor can save us. The old servant lets out a moan. The dark stain on his arm seems to creep through his veins until his arms and neck are a latticework of black. The servant's breath quickens and becomes irregular. Don't waste time asking obvious questions, Mukluk. You won't last long. Make your questions count. Say whatever it is you want to say and be quick about it. In the name of the Golden Throne, your lordship, show mercy on the humble workers, the salt of Janus. Save them. Vistenza Viat, the untouchable governor and leader of the nobility, is creating something monstrous behind closed doors. She used the Imperium's interest as a smokescreen and purports to be a scholar, but her actions are poisoning our planet. Did you know that the settlements that fail to pay their due tithes on time have been allowed to pay with people? They even deliver them to order, sometimes old folk, sometimes children. He lowers his voice to a whisper and leans toward you. I've seen those people. I've seen them being delivered to the estate, and when they're never seen or heard from again. They go into secret rooms and don't come out again, your lordship, ever. Peasants who were taken to Urek 5 to serve House Urselio were never seen or heard from again either. They became loyal servants and toiled for the good of a great dynasty. Why should they return to their filthy, squalid abodes? The servant shakes and coughs violently. I'm not sure I'll last long enough to answer all your questions. What else is going on in the settlements? I'll tell you exactly what I was told by the people who contacted me. These tithes. Some settlements have already switched to paying with people. They say that amenable settlements get special treatment from the governor's dogs. They arrange for medicine to be supplied to the settlement, then security. Then they completely isolate them. All contact between those inside the settlement and the outside world is cut off. One lad managed to get out. He's the one who told me all this. That the people are rotting alive in there. Strange growths, yellow eyes, stinking like dead bodies. The worst-looking ones are rounded up and taken away. The fellow who escaped, he seemed fine, but within a couple of days of the rebels picking him up, he started seeing monsters instead of people. They had to lock him up away from other folks, the poor sod. And then his wrists. The old man starts to convulse, indicating he's close to death. He raises his already unseeing eyes to you. Your lordship, if you'll permit a dying man to make one last request, don't tell anyone that it was, that I was the one who will unlock the doors. If you do, they'll go after my family, my home. No, I have not asked all my questions. Please save us, save Janus. The servant rasps violently and collapses on his side, racked with convulsions. End dialogue. Splat.
One step at a time.
Every time you say your lordship, I think you're saying my lordship. Honestly, those are interchangeable. I believe there was a quest over here. A hulking man dressed in a uniform marking him out as an officer of the Gubernatural Wardens is closely monitoring his subordinates as they surround the building. Seeing you approach, he whips around, face going pale, and he offers a bow. Your lordship! Please do not stray too close to the building. One of the terrorists from today's attack has holed himself up in there. He could be dangerous. What's going on here? Ready to report, your lordship. We conducted a sweep of the area for the attack. All the assassins were arrested or neutralized except for one. The officer scowls darkly. He sealed himself inside. He's already injured 2 wardens who tried to reach him, but no need to worry. We'll poison him and clear the last dregs of dirt from the estate. One Ashmag is up against all the wardens on this estate, and yet he's still causing trouble. On Afridi would have already been made captain and put in charge of the governor's security. For the Exalted One knows he has more brains than all of you combined. The officer tugs nervously at his collar, which appears to have suddenly become too tight for his comfort. We'll fix this, right away. I swear on the throne. Who is he? The officer's brow furrows. To tell the truth, your lordship, I'm more concerned with clearing the area right now than his identity. We're not expecting to get any valuable intel from him unless we find something on his corpse after we've done our job. I want to talk to the person inside. Are you sure? It's not exactly safe, your lordship. The officer's eyes involuntarily sweep over you, sizing you up. You dare to question me? Out of my way! The officer seems to remember himself and offers another low bow. Forgive me, your lordship. Act as you see fit. At the officer's signal, the other wardens take a deferential step back, clearing your path to the door. When you approach the solid-looking door, a boyish voice shouts out, "Piss off! You won't take me alive! Better to put a bullet in my brain than let the governor's dogs get their hands on me." Awareness. Examine the door. The door looks solid and formidable, but you notice dark marks on the hinges, a sure sign that the material is degraded. The lock doesn't look new either. With a suitable tool, it could easily be opened. Strength check, break down the door. A few powerful blows and the door flies open, revealing the way inside. Yo, I just punched the door open. Inside is poorly lit, but you spot a person standing in the far corner. He is desperately gripping a discharged lasgun in his hands. At the sight of you, his eyes widen in recognition and fear. It can't be. The rogue traitor. The young man, practically a boy, falls to his knees and stretches out his bloody hands toward you. His clothes are burned on one side and grimy with baked-in blood. Your lordship, have mercy. You are the sovereign of this planet. Only you have the power to save us. This is one of the elusive and cunning rebels the governor's been fighting for months? Really? Dogmatic, execute. Death to insurgents! Oh god, it's gonna play it out. Why do you get the shield out? The boy's body goes limp and drops to the floor. End dialogue. Rebel Vox. Dried berries. Where's the Vox? I think it has some information. No? Hmm.
My knowledge has its limits.
What a shame.
My success is
I should use a multi-key. Plus 15 to carouse. How dare he die in front of the rogue trader even though his lordship forbids it. Now you're getting it. Let's see. I know Irliette is here somewhere. Need to talk to her.
They will see. Oh, yes.
Iliad Lenevis greets you, Elantark.
The bizarre creature before you only vaguely resembles a typical human. An elongated body, slender limbs, pointed features, every aspect of its appearance is unnatural and alien. The creature turns its head to you.
Regrettable news. This creature is not a mutant as the locals assumed, but a representative of the Eldari, one of the myriad enemies of humanity. You should not trust this creature. Do not communicate with it any longer than necessary.
Heinrich tosses out some words in a strange language. There's a hint of musicality to it, but the interrogator's rendering is harsh and off-putting. After meeting the gaze of the unknown being, Heinrich says this to you.
There is no need to mutilate my language, monkey. I speak yours well enough to converse with Elantark without a translator. And since you have discerned my path, I will be direct in my speech. My soul is nothing kin to yours. Your kind call us Xenos, as if we are all as one. I came here to protect the Lilithon by assisting the governor against her enemies. Will you hear me, or be blinded to sense by your precepts?
Dogmatic attack. Oh my god. Dude, I would lose so many companions if I clicked all the dogmatic buttons. I will speak to you, Iliad Lenevis, but keep your hands where I can see them.
Reckless.
I have banished the shadow of doubt from your thoughts regarding my nature. Now you will answer my question. Why have you sought me out?
So you're the governor's mysterious helper.
I am Elantark. My hand parried the death promised to the ruler of these people, and I aided you in battle against the Lost Ones.
Why are you helping the governor?
This world is in distress. I wish to protect it from unnecessary suffering.
What do you know about the rank and file rebels?
Only that they threaten the established order. There is much risk to this world should the ruler die.
Awareness. Her face is unreadable, but you detect a strange tension in her voice, as though she's choosing her words carefully. Do you know who is behind the uprisings on the planet?
There is a malevolence here that drives your kin down the path of violence.
How did you come to be on Janus?
The world you call Janus was once created by the will of my kin. I have far more right to be on the Lilithon than any of you.
Why do you call me Elentok?
Because that is what you are. Elantark means stranger from the darkness amidst the stars. You descended on flame-winged machines in a dark time when the air of the planet is soaked in blood and pain. Will you be the one to bring peace to the Lilithon? Elantark?
Your answers are not particularly helpful.
But you are not asking for help, Elantark. You are merely asking questions, the answers to which are either unimportant or wreathed in shadow. Explore this place. Speak to those who know. A simple task for you, and an insurmountable challenge for me, since my very appearance provokes fear and suspicion. When you learn anything, tell me. Perhaps then my answers will be helpful to your search.
If you want, you can join me. None of the locals will dare to look askance at you in the rogue trader's presence.
So be it. I will go with you.
With all due respect, are you sure this is the right decision? We know nothing about this Xenos or why she has wormed her way into the governor's confidence. As far as I can tell, she isn't especially keen to help us, and yet, for some obviously dark reason, she has decided to take part in our investigation.
My judgments and choices are for me alone, Monkey. If uniting with your master will bring peace to the Lilithon, then it is the true path. Do not get in my way if you value your next breath.
You have not yet spent enough time among humans if you think threats will dispose me more favorably toward you. The decision is yours, rogue trader. But let me be clear. I will terminate your pet Xenos at the first sign of her non-compliance.
I am ready, Elantark.
Let's do that. We'll put Cassia on the ship. Cassia's really strong, but I don't feel like we need her right this second. Alright, she is an operative. Hold on, what kind of weapons does she have? Eldari long rifle. What would she be good at? Mike Arbity's got a nerf in the form of a bug fix today in Darktide. Apparently the bleed on Pounce talent was getting buffed by other talents, so it would result in damage in being increased up to 450%. I never really noticed the bleed taking things out, but okay. I don't know if this stuff works with a ranged weapon. I think it does. Alright, let's try this. See, Death Whisper. Make an attack that does not count toward the limit of attacks per turn and does not block your movement, but deals only 25% of your usual damage. If it's successful, the target starts hemorrhaging. It takes 7 rending damage each turn. Every turn, first use of an assassin skill costs 0 AP. Let's try that. Alright, any equipment that would be good for her? Yeah, she doesn't really have much melee skill. Hello. The poosh is on its way. The shoe buddy bop summons the hens. The plush. The plush. The plush. Alright, got it. The plush. Okay. Let's see. There's some kind of box over here. Your lordship, pay no mind to the bodies. We're waiting for the estate to be cleared completely so we can be rid of this trash. Return to the ship to check the Vox recording you found. Okay. Report on the operation to ruthlessly eradicate the underground traitors to the Imperium on the agri-world Janus. By his grace, the leadership and general command of the operation were taken by rogue trader Mukluk and the glorious House von Valancius. Awareness test succeeded. Beyond the undoubted competence of the Blessed Lord Captain, there was another reason for this decision. Namely, evidence of disloyalty within the estimable Governor Viat's retinue. Brief summary. Subversive activity by the enemies of humanity was detected on the planet Janus. Their insidious propaganda led to dissipation among the Imperium subjects, as a result of which the peasants sympathized with the rebellious sentiments. By permitting unrest to take root in her dominion, Governor Vistenza Viat discredited herself. In light of this, the crude methods she used to repress the rebellion were called into question, as was her staff. The might and authority of the noble Lord Captain, however, were able to facilitate an end to the conflict, though this entailed the use of the rogue trader's personal resources. The future well-being of Janus was dependent upon the success of each stage of the operation. A single misstep could have undermined the security of this valuable colony and consequently dealt a blow to the prosperity of the protectorate of House von Valancius. Continue. Region Cineris Maleficum, Telecos Epsilon, Material, Infernal Procedural Report. Operation begins, 1 of 3. The first step in the struggle against the insurrectionists was to drive their cells out of the capital and major cities. The Emperor Blessed Lord Captain considered several suppression strategies before choosing the best option. Universal surveillance by Master von Kalux's network of agents. With the support of resources from Governor Viat, the spy network of the esteemed Heinrich von Kalux quickly established surveillance in the planet's major cities. No one escaped the attention of his unblinking eye, and the underground rebels were forced to retreat to more remote locations after the first wave of arrests. Phase 2 of 3, Jungle Operations. The rebels' main forces were scattered throughout the planet's wild jungle areas. The Lord Captain was offered several strategies for dealing with them. Metacase test succeeded. In choosing a strategy, the Lord Captain had to consider the limited trustworthiness of the world's population, which was uncovered by the ship's medics deployed on the planet to support the offensive. Their reports indicated widespread genetic anomalies in the colony's inhabitants, for which there was no logical explanation. Guerrilla attacks planned by Master Worsarion. The soldiers of the planetary garrison were trained by the esteemed Abelard Worsarion and quickly absorbed the knowledge of their ungodly heretics. Borrowing their tactics, the soldiers moved through the jungle in small groups, staying hidden and dealing sudden strikes. Now, stripped of their main tactical advantage, those rebels were not wiped out and retreated to island regions of little significance. During the operations on the planet, the suspicions of the Blessed Lord Captain and his companions were confirmed. The rebels were being manipulated by even more terrible enemies of humanity, creatures identified as filthy Xenos. Eldari, to be precise, were seen fighting alongside the peasants. Vistenza Viat's so-called aide, who had claimed to be a mutant, was not the only one of her kind on Janus. Scouts confirmed the presence of other members of this race on the Agri world. Operation continues, phase 3 of 3. Destroying the training camps. After retreating, the rebels took to the defense of their training camps, which were hidden deep in the forests of the archipelago. The Blessed Lord Captain reviewed several approaches for rooting out these nests of sedition and chose the most promising one. Tech use. Adeptus Mechanicus Sweep, thanks to Magos Hanuman's contacts. The wise ones of the Adeptus Mechanicus appealed to the sacred machines of geological monitoring with prayerful inquiries. After analyzing the blessed rhythms of seismic activity, they gave the Lord Captain a report which the supposed coordinates of the rebels' camps. The rebels were locked inside their lairs, preparing to take one last desperate stand. Operation outcome. As a result of the actions of the forces loyal to the Imperium, the rebels were driven into isolated regions where their camps were then discovered and blockaded. The operation to combat the Xenos-incited traitors to humanity was a success. The wisdom and will of our illustrious Lord Captain made possible by ultimate eradication of that ungodly movement, and that the process was personally overseen by the rogue traitor, the Sovereign of Janus, and agent of his will. Rebel base. I'll try this out. Mike, did you see the new Guild Wars 2 spec announced? I think we'll get Assassin as well. I did see it, yes. The bendy dagger. I've seen a few theories about that one, but yeah, in about a half an hour, we'll look into that.
I considered these forests my home for a time, but I still feel myself a stranger here.
I suppose it's because jungle is ever so slightly hostile to visitors. Speaking of visitors, Lord Captain, have you ever, in all your infinite wisdom, considered setting up a resort for rich folks here?
Oh, another annoyance.
Show them no mercy.
Damn it, we're under attack. Kill the intruders. Stop, lower your weapons. Oh, I just realized, without, the navigator in the group, I don't guarantee to get turn 1.
I am not your Xenos pet, monkey.
Okay, it said that was going to kill him.
I hear you moving.
It did
no
not.
More. If it serves your cause.
Yearly ends her turn. At the start of her next turn, if possible, she makes an attack that cannot miss and does not count toward the attack per turn limit. Okay, can target the farthest away person.
Hold on.
An offering of blood.
Get to it. Let's make it quick.
Aim for the heart next time.
Here we go.
Oh my god, I want a turn. Holy crap.
I shall not fail. As honor as the tenets demand. The shadows will come. The other side awaits.
Alright, she took 2 of them out. Alright. Regen
I
on the
won't
bird.
object to it.
Hits everyone. And armor buff hits everyone. And AoE heal. And Medicaid signal.
Am I getting paid for this?
Pascal another turn.
Tech familiar. Activated.
And
Setting target
that's
parameters for tech familiar.
and Heinrichs. Do that. And Shield of the Emperor.
I can do that
Buffer.
with the right incentive.
Say
Step by step, I lead. A wicked thought.
apprehend. And
A
Bite.
genius at work.
and stand
Let's
by.
see.
Abide in the host of the creation of the Omnissiah.
Put bait
Tech
on him.
familiar. Activated.
There was a servitor over here, wasn't there? Oh, he's too far away to shoot him right now.
Request significant value.
Boom. Dog runs off and attacks something. Okay.
Let's get to it.
Let's get to it.
Hey,
Time to slaughter.
thank you. Let's see. All right, Yurliet's turn. Did she already shoot the guy at the start of her turn? I don't know if she did. All right, let's see.
I understand.
No weakness is
Why
hidden
did it
from
say
my
that that was going to
sight.
kill? It didn't.
This tedium is beneath me.
Make an attack with the current weapon against an enemy. Cannot miss. It does 50% more damage.
I am not your Xenos pet, monkey.
There is only death, yours or mine.
Out of my
Scared yet?
Hold on.
A dance of blades and shadows. Killing
All right, she took 2 more
brings me
out.
no pleasure.
For the throne's glory.
Zap. That ability is super glitchy. Also, while it says that it can never miss, it will still fail for a huge number of reasons. Most probably the enemy can and will move out of line of sight. That might have been what happened.
Tell me. I can do that with the right incentive.
Abide
Bird.
in the host of blessed creations of the Omnissiah.
If it's another soul slips beyond the veil. Pay with your blood in the name of Kaela Mensha Kane!
I don't know what you just said, lady.
I'd like to, but I can't.
Shattered foes in my wake. Schemes within schemes. Let's
Standby.
see.